If you just want to elevate your everyday appearance with the minimum effort this year, then this is a great video for you. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a lot of tips on new techniques and products to achieve this skin-like, breathable, long-lasting, very minimalistic makeup look that will just elevate your everyday appearance. Because why not? Why not feel and look like an elevated version of yourself every single day? So if you want to see how to achieve that, then stay tuned. Let's start from the beginning. The first thing that you need to do, obviously, is that you have to moisturize your skin. Whether you have oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, whatever skin type you have to moisturize your skin. So I have moisturized my skin. I use the Nivea cream. I think I've showed you in one of the makeup videos that I've done in the past. I do have oily skin, but I still choose to moisturize with the cream. It's a very heavy cream, but it works for me. I just love how it makes my skin so supple. So I've moisturized my skin. That is all that I've put on my skin. So what I'm going to do now is to apply a primer. I'm going to use this primer from L'Oreal Paris. It's a 24-hour matte setter. It's got 1% hyaluronic acid. It's said to grip makeup, no shine, and rebalances skin over time. I get the most oily in the center of my face, so I'm only going to apply this primer in the center of my face, especially around my nose. My nose tends to get very oily. For this makeup look, I'm going to use this Lancome Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. It's in the shade 510N. The other thing that I've learned throughout my makeup experimental journey is that the less products I apply on my face, the better my makeup looks. So I'm going to do 1.5 pumps of this foundation, and I'm putting it at the back of my hand because I want to distribute it before I apply it on my face. The other thing that I've changed in my makeup routine is that instead of using a more dense foundation brush, I use a more fluffy brush that you normally use to apply powders. I just think that it makes my makeup application better, and I've sprayed the brush with the makeup setting spray. That's another thing that I've found that it really works better. So now I'm going to start applying my foundation all over my face. I just love how this technique makes the foundation look on my face. It just looks more skin-like to me, and it just applies better. I'm not going to apply a lot of foundation where I don't really need coverage, where I feel like my complexion is quite even. So I'm going to apply more foundation on the areas where I have a bit of discoloration or a bit of hyperpigmentation, because I want to apply as little foundation as possible. Where I don't really need a lot of foundation, there's no point in me applying foundation. This is how my face looks at the moment, and I'm happy with how it looks. And now I'm going to go on to apply concealer, and for concealer I'm using this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Caramel. So I'm just going to place that right underneath my eyes just to give me a bit more coverage as well as a bit of brightness. I don't need to bring it down all the way here because I find that I have more texture around this area, and if I highlight that area, it just highlights the texture that I do have in that area. And then I'm going to put a little bit here. While it's drying, I'm going to quickly do my brows, and I don't really do much to my brows. If I was blessed with a lot of brow hairs, I think I would just brush my brows and call it a day, but I wasn't blessed with a lot of brow hairs, so I like to just fill my brows in a bit for that illusion of fuller brows. Let me get a smaller mirror just so that I can be more precise. So I just fill my brows a little bit just to give that illusion of fuller brows. I don't change the shape, I don't change the size. I'm following the natural shape of my brows and just filling them in just for them to look a bit more full or thicker. At the head of my brows, as you can see, I'm doing upward strokes just to give that illusion of brow hairs, because I want my makeup look to look as natural as possible. That's it. I'm going to clean them up a little bit just to get a bit more definition. Now I want to blend this concealer. I'm going to use the sponge. Now I'm going to go back to the brush that I use to apply foundation, just to smooth everything out and make sure that there are no harsh lines. So I don't have any more product on the brush. Now I'm going to set this concealer. I'm going to use this Revlon Photo Ready Candid Anti-Pollution Powder to set this concealer in place. Me setting it immediately is just to prevent creasing. Make sure that by the time it thinks about creasing, it's already set. That way there's no way for it to crease. So that's why I'm setting it immediately after blending it. Now I'm going to also set the other areas where I applied concealer. I haven't set the rest of my face yet because I still want to apply blush, and I want to apply a liquid blush. So I haven't set the rest of my face yet. As you can see, it's just the areas where I applied concealer. Now I'm going to move on to blush. For that, I'm going to use this liquid blush from Zeran. It's a cheeky liquid blush. Even with blush, especially liquid blush, I like to apply it at the back of my hand first and then distribute it on the brush before applying it on my face. I know it looks like it's a lot of blush, but I'm still going to set my face, so it's going to tone it down a little bit. In fact, I might even have to apply powder blush as well on top, just to make sure that the pigment lasts a long time. I like to bring my blush even under my eyes. I just like that look, because with makeup really, there are no set rules. There are techniques that can help you to get better results or better application, but there are no rules really. You do what you like. You do what makes you feel the way that you like to feel. And I also like to take a bit of my blush to my nose. I just think that it makes me look youthful. So that's why I like to do that. So like I said, I know this looks like a lot of blush, but it's going to be toned down and then it's going to last for a long time once I've set the rest of my face with the face powder. So this is what it looks like, and sometimes I like to bring it here as well. It just makes everything look more cohesive in my view. Now I'm going to go back to the makeup sponge that I've been using to blend everything, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. There's a smooth transition between all products. You don't see where the blush starts, where it ends, where the concealer starts and ends. That's the trick. That's the trick. You want to get everything all blended in nicely. So now I'm going to set my face, because I did apply liquid foundation and you do need to set your liquid products. I'm going to use this MAC Studio Fix foundation. It's in the shade N47. I'm really using the same brush really for a lot of things, because there really is no need for you to have a million brushes. Use the same brush, you know, for different products. This is the same brush that I used to apply my foundation. Now I'm using the same brush to set the foundation. You can see that the blush is a bit more toned down. It does not look as bright as it looked before, but you can still see it. It's like it's coming from within. You can still see it, but you don't really see it. That is why it helps to use your setting powder at the end after you've applied all your products, because it just brings everything together. It just makes everything look more cohesive. All right, I said earlier on that I'm going to clean up under my brows, and I'm not using concealer. I'm using foundation, the very same foundation that I used on my face. So I'm just using a smaller brush just to apply that foundation under my brows. It's going to clean up the brows as well as just even out the complexion on my eyelids as well, instead of a concealer, because sometimes a concealer can be too bright, and the concealer that I have here with me is actually a brightening concealer, and I don't need this area to be bright. Normally with cleaning under your brows, again, you'll use a more precise brush, like an angled brush, just to apply the concealer directly under your brows, but I don't do that. I'm using a fluffy brush again. I just think that it just gives a better result. Now I'm going to set that with the same face powder that I used, because like I said, I'm not looking to make this area bright or anything like that. That is just my preference. If you like this area to be bright, obviously you can use a brighter concealer and a brighter setting powder, this is just not the look that I'm going for. And I'm going to use a brown eyeshadow. Basically, that's the only eyeshadow that I'm going to use for this look. This is how my face is looking like at the moment, and we're almost done. Really, it's not really a complicated routine. You did notice that I didn't use any contouring. Sometimes I will do it, but most of the time I won't. I just go on to bronzing, and for bronzing I'm using this Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Mocha Mummy. I'm actually going to go in my hairline because you don't want that obvious, line of demarcation. You can always wash your hairline when you are washing your face in the evening. I'm also going to just apply this bit of bronzer on my nose. I just like the way that it looks. I also want to take a bit of this bronzer to my eyes as well, just for everything to look a bit more cohesive. So I'm going to apply this bronzer on my crease, really. Now I'm going to go back to the setting powder and apply a bit of that on the bridge of my nose. I'm going to leave it there for a while. In the meantime, I'm going to apply a bit of mascara. I'm going to use this Lancome mascara because I'm not wearing any fake lashes. That's not the look that I'm going for, and that's not what I do on a daily basis, really. I just apply a bit of mascara and I'm good to go. I'm going to use a second mascara, which is this Lash Princess mascara. I love this mascara. It just does what needs to be done. So I'm giving my lashes a second coat because, like I said, I'm not wearing any fake eyelashes, so I just want my lashes to be a bit more pronounced. I was not really blessed with a lot of lash hairs again, so I do require more than one coat just for my lashes to just come out. And I love the fact that I can still see my skin. I literally feel like there's nothing on my face, which is what I think you should feel like when you are wearing foundation. That is why I love this foundation so much. I'm going to line my lips. For that, I'm using this lip liner from Wet n Wild, which is in the shade Chestnut. Now I'm going to apply this MAC lipstick. It's in the shade Kinda Sexy. And then I'm going to top that off with this Fenty Beauty lip gloss in the shade Fussy. For me personally, I love a gloss. It just gives you that youthful appearance. If you don't like a gloss, then you can just skip that part. This is what my face looks like. Today, I don't really feel like there's a need for me to set my face. Remember, I did use a primer to control my oiliness. And then while I was blending my foundation, I also sprayed my brush with a setting spray. I feel like my face is not powdery. You would have noticed that in my routine I didn't really use too much powder because sometimes you do have to set your face if your face look powdery if you've used a lot of powder. But in my routine I didn't really use that much face powder, so I don't think my face looks powdery that I need a setting spray just to melt everything together. So I'm going to leave my face the way it's looking. I literally don't feel like I have makeup on because sometimes you just can't wait to get home and wash your makeup off your face because it just feels like there's this layer that is on your face. You just want your face to breathe, and I doubt I'm going to feel that anytime soon because I really did not use a lot of makeup products, because sometimes that's what happens when you use a lot of makeup products. Your face ends up feeling like it's just suffocating. You just want to strip everything off and just go back to your normal skin. Right now I feel great, and this is my go-to makeup routine just for me to feel like that woman. This is the look that I wanted to do for you guys. If you did enjoy the video, do give it a thumbs up and also do click the subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video.